Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
We came here from the digital world, looking for something you've discovered. And some of us will stop at nothing to get it. Your world is running out of time.
Hang on! Tron Ares, rated PG-13, featuring original music by Nine Inch Nails.
Hello. This is Adolf, and I have with me Jacob.
Hey, everybody.
And today you are reviewing Tron Ares, the third movie in the Tron series. I have not watched this movie. You have. You wrote the review. So, as per usual, we'll talk about the 3D aspect first. How was the 3D in Tron Ares?
Really good, but kind of surprisingly underwhelming a bit.
Okay.
It had, like, a lot of depth. Scenes in the grid were really, really well done, but surprisingly not a whole lot of scenes in the grid. I mean, that's to do with the story, but the color saturation just kind of flattened the image a bit, and it just didn't have as much pop as I wanted,
Okay. Just make sure people are on the same page. There's two worlds in this universe, or multiple worlds in this movie, where there's the quote-unquote real world. There is the inside the video game Tron world. Those are two different worlds.
Yes.
And you said the 3D in the Tron world was stronger than the 3D in the quote-unquote real world.
Yes.
Okay. Just make sure that's clarifying for anyone listening that has not watched these films, or generally the Tron series and this film. That way they know what's going on, because it can get kind of confusing, because you may not, like, if you don't know anything about the Tron series going into this, we'll talk about that in the movie section, but you may not know it's like a multiverse kind of thing. Sort of.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the 3D. So, do you have some examples of the 3D being really enjoyable?
I mean, just practically every scene that's set in the Tron universe, the grid, they call it, it's really well done. There's a ton of depth, but there's like some scenes, like whenever there's the light, I forgot what they call them exactly, but the light beams coming from the cycles and the fighter jets. The movie, it's kind of cool. Whenever somebody throws one of those discs, sometimes they'll enter into, like, it'll come from like the projector into the distance. That's kind of neat, but it was too far in between to to really wow and pop,
Okay. So it has definitely some good aspects. You're not saying that it's bad or anything. It's just not as good as you would have wanted it to be. Like, the potential was higher, but it didn't reach that potential. Is that accurate?
Exactly?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I think that's pretty fair. Like I said, I have not watched this, so I have no idea. Every trailer I've watched of this movie has been in 2D. Thank you, Disney. Even though I've watched multiple movies in 3D that had the trailer for this. So I have no idea how this looks in 3D. So it's entirely on you, which I am better about, because Disney, you should know how to do this. If I could go to the movie theaters for a 4DX experience and have a 4DX feel experience for the trailer, and not the 3D, that just doesn't make any sense. Might as well go all the way.
Heck yeah.
So, all right. So, what number score you give the 3D?
8 out of 10.
8. Okay.
I'd say like 7, 8. Kind of just in between there. I mean, it's good, but it could be better.
Okay. Originally in the written review, you gave it a 7. So
yeah, I'll say 7. I mean, there are some scenes that kind of do border on 8, but I'd say it's a largely 7 out of 10 experience. Good enough.
Okay. Just making sure there's a consistency between this and other. Because we could change the number score if you do want to change it, but
I'll stick with my 7.
Very good. It could be an 8, depending if you have like the Supreme theaters or something. How did you watch this?
Yeah, if you have like IMAX. Yeah, I just went to a regular theater in 3D. But,
okay, so maybe if IMAX, you might have a little bit better of experience, or
exactly.
What is it called? The Dolby Vision, Dolby.
Yeah, Dolby Vision.
Dolby Cinema experience, because those really
laser
look good.
Projector.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I think that's fair. If you watch this in a premium format, you might get a little bit more enjoyment out of it. You could see how this could look better. But for regular, your experience was overall a 7, but very positive. Just wish there was more.
Yes.
Okay.
And wish there wasn't any bits of ghosting.
So there's ghosting here a little bit?
Yeah. Yeah, usually around the corners of the frame. I guess, I don't know if that's due to a camera style or camera lens, or if that's just how the 3D is. But yeah, there's a little bit of ghosting.
Okay. So final score, a 7 out of 10.
Yes.
All right, let's get to the movie itself. How did you like Tron Ares, the third Tron movie?
It was a film of all time.
Okay. So you did watch. You were aware of the Tron, I guess, series or the whole aspect of Tron. You were aware of it, right, beforehand?
Yes. Oh yeah. A lot of geeks love these movies.
So, but you didn't watch these movies until this week, right?
Exactly right.
So, in preparing for this movie, you jumped all in and watched the first 2 movies. Did you watch them back to back, or just like one day, next day, kind of thing?
Let's see. I had watched Tron 1 on Monday, and then after that, I'm like, well, I'd rather do something else. It wasn't until the day before I watched Tron Legacy, so on Thursday. and then Friday, I saw Tron Ares.
Okay. So, what's the basic plot of Tron Ares?
It's just... Oh, it's so boring. I don't want to describe it.
All right. I'll get
I'll do my best. So, it's essentially a battle between 2 behemoth tech companies to find a specific code written in the 1980s to make sure that objects brought into the physical world from the digital world can be permanent and not disintegrate. That's the plot.
Okay. And you're making sure that the right people get those tools, because the Tron stuff could be very deadly in the real world.
Yes.
Okay. So we mentioned briefly the other movies. How well does this fit in that series? And could you watch this without watching the previous movies?
Okay, you could watch it because they do have a info dump at the beginning of the movie, just set over a series of newscasts being watched by Ares over the interwebs. And it fits in that they're all very boring.
Okay.
So it does fit in, but like it does have like the signature Tron stuff. So yeah, that's all very boring.
Okay. So it matches the tone of the previous films. That's a good way of saying it.
Yes. Which is
boring. Yes. And so okay. And you could you could walk in and not know any of these Tron movies, be curious, and you'll get a info dump that kind of catches you up. But there's, obviously there's going to be some little references to other movies, but, it's not necessary, right?
Right. I mean, it essentially almost retcons Tron Legacy. Like, there's almost no mention of it whatsoever. It's essentially almost like a soft reboot cool, It's just, we're going to try a new Tron thing and make a new trilogy, and I don't know why they want to do that, because it's so bad. It's so boring.
So, I'm going to read a little bit of your written review. Now, obviously, this is edited a little bit because I edited it to make it a little cleaner. Quote, I meticulously prepared for this film by watching the previous 2 films in the series. Period. Sadly, that was a waste of time, as Tron Ares is a low-key, soft reboot of the film series. This film barely acknowledging Tron Legacy as all except for a few passing references.
Yeah.
Is that a very acute summation?
I would say so, yeah.
And still has your flavor of your voice?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what makes it boring?
Oh my god, from the leaden acting for the most part, to the pacing, to just the whole general vibe was just boring. It was a lack of energy. It just seemed like I don't know, like Tron just doesn't really have a whole lot of relevancy except having a great soundtrack, well, at least 2 in Ares, like Legacy and Ares, and just having a cool visual aesthetic. But other than that, like, there's just really simple plots that are just so boring, and they're so it's just boring, It's not really interesting. They don't do anything interesting with the ideas that they have, which it's pretty cool, but they just don't do nothing with it except just kind of trying to make Star Wars happen, but in a computer world for the most part.
Okay. The Nine Inch Nails soundtrack is pretty rad.
It is good. I like the Daft Punk one from Legacy a tiny bit better, but it was a really good soundtrack, and I was really enjoying it. I kind of want to buy the physical copy of the CD or vinyl. It was pretty good.
Okay. So I guess overall, you thought this was a very mid movie, right?
Yes, the middest of the mid. It's the whole trilogy is just a 5 out of 10. They exist.
All 3 movies are 5 out of 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the first one. It was an interesting concept because nobody knew about computers. They just threw some words like RAM and ROM, and, and it's like, oh, okay. In 2010, people know about computers and computer lingo. They just try to make it into like a Zen thing or a more religious allegory in a way, which the first one did too, but it just fell flat because he didn't do nothing with it. It was just muddled. And this film doesn't really take those ideas. It's just, what if digital creation gets 3D printed, but it's people and vehicles for, wartime purposes? Okay.
Okay. So it's boring. It's predictable, right?
Yeah, boring, predictable. If you've seen a sci-fi movie before, you've seen this, but with red lasers.
Okay. So you ended your written review with a quote from the Lorax. I'll let you end this podcast with that quote from the Lorax. Go ahead.
Let it die, let it die, let it die.
So Disney, stop trying to make Tron a thing. No one cares. It's boring. Stop it. You may have good first weekend, but we don't care. I didn't want to watch this movie, so I gave it to Jacob because I thought the first 2 were boring. And I'm glad to hear that this third one's boring. I did not want to see it. and I'm happy that I did not want to actually watch it. I'm trying to be as fair as possible, and I try to give this review to someone that hasn't watched the Tron movies, and so we were trying not to be biased here. So it was either going to be me or Jacob, and Jacob tried his best to enjoy these films as what they are, and no. So 5 out of 10. That's it for this review. Hey, patrons, stick around for some fun bonus features. For non-patrons, get out of here, riffraff.
We'll see you at the next one.
See you at the next one. You poor, poor peoples. Literally and figuratively. You're missing out on some good content. What we're going to talk about, you do not know. But we're going to talk about stuff you won't be able to hear unless you're a patron. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my super VIP patrons from Patreon. Thank you, MK Ultra, Alex Folk, Gravity Head Zero, and Twitter 3D Movies Community. So I got one quick thing to talk about. We have a merch store. Woohoo! We got t-shirts, we got tote bags, we got magnets, we got stickers, we got a little bit of everything. Woohoo! At this merch store, 3dr2d.com/store, you'll find many original designs and affordable prices. That website again is 3dr2d.com/store. Woohoo! You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Thank you for either watching or listening to this podcast. Bye!
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everybody.